So what is it about monasteries and staying at them that makes them so delicious for the soul, so enriching, so helpful, so fulfilling for the soul? That's what I want to explore here. This is Mount St. Bernard Abbey. Would it be the north view of it? The view that's out the wind anyway, in a woodland just up from it. There's lovely woods all around it. It's close to where I live, and so it's always tempting to think, well, it's not a real retreat because it's close. I've been here 1,000 times for an hour, 2 hours, an afternoon or a day. I don't need to come on retreat. And so I've only stayed here, I think, once before COVID, before the COVID madness. And here I am returning. And I have to say, even spending a night in a monastery, a weekend, it's very powerful. It's more powerful than simply visiting it in the car and staying for an hour and hopping off, catching a few services. There's something special about overnighting in these places. The silence, the emptiness, the stillness that descends upon these places. 7:30 last night after Compline. By the time we got back to our guest rooms, it felt like it was at 8 o'clock at night. It felt 12 o'clock. And it was almost impossible. I was trying to do some meditation. It was almost impossible to stay awake. The sleep that was descending upon us and the rest. My wife said, I feel like I've been sleeping for 100 years when she woke up late the next day. Deep rest, nourishing rest. So thank God for places like this that provide that. The world's a crazy place today. I don't have to point that out to anyone. Running on principles of self-preservation, self-aggrandizement, the search for pleasure, avoidance of pain, distraction, addictions. You come to a place like this, it's run on cooperation, charity, Christian love. And I say the Christian bit lightly because one of the guys staying is a Buddhist. He spent many years in Buddhist monasteries. I found that fascinating. But he has a love for Christian monasticism too. He says the names and the labels don't really matter to him. It's a communion. Places like this are run on repentance and on vow. People live by worthy precepts, wholesome precepts, by the commands of God, by the commands of their church. And they run by the inevitable repentance of knowing we're still on a journey, we're not there yet. Vow and repentance. And it's just a whole different environment to even 5 miles away from here, where the world is run on competition, security and insecurity, suspicion, backbiting, craving, aversion, delusion. I'm not trying to glamorize monastic life. I know it comes with struggles. One brother, the Buddhist guy that's staying here, was telling me that he'd asked one old Christian monk, he said to him, one old Catholic monk, he'd said, what is it? You've been here forever, you're 99 years old. What's keeping you from God? Is there anything keeping you from God? And he thought about it for a minute, then he said, my fellow monks. So, St. John Birchman's used to say the same. My maximum penance is communal life. Communal life can be great, but it can also be a tremendous cross. Inevitable dealings with control merchants and unskillful people. All kinds of things I won't get into here. But at the end of the day, I'm just wanted to make a video. Why is it you breathe a different air? It's almost like a different planet monastery. Well, it's the reasons I've said so far, I think. Right, I'll get back to my prayers and meditation before my retreat ends. Hope that's useful to somebody. But if this place is on your doorstep, I think that's what I want to say here. Don't neglect them because they're on your doorstep. Whatever label they have, because these are often the things, the very gifts God has given us without having to travel 100 miles or more. Sometimes that traveling may be, of course, necessary. I think often God's providence, call it what you will, is right on our very doorstep, such as this place in today's sunny Leicestershire, England, Mount St. Bernard Abbey. God bless.